valuable and memorable for everyone attending. With that, I would like to pass to the Master of Ceremonies. Thank you and good luck to everyone today.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for a wonderful introduction. Respected International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey, Global Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Sri Kumar Pai, Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar Balaji, Group Chairman, Club Councillors, Toastmasters, guests, and my dear future leaders of this planet. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone from whichever continent you are joining in. On behalf of Global Youth Gamer Clubs Group, Beyond Borders, I, Gavelier Srivastava, Master of Ceremony, welcome you all to the most awaited Global Youth Championship of Public Speaking 2023, the third grand finale of International Speech Contest. I request all present in this virtual room to keep their microphone on silent mode so that there is no disturbance. Today, we have participants from 11 global groups who are taking part in this event. These participants are the winner at their clubs, then became champion at group level, and now are finally here for the grand finale. Wow! Isn't this amazing? I am too excited to listen to them. Before we start our event, I would like to brief about the background of our Gavelier Club group. In 2020, when the entire world was hiding inside their homes due to the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic, Distinguished Toastmaster Dhanu Rajwani from Mauritius thought of bringing all Gavelier clubs of the world under one roof using online platform of Zoom. She, along with Distinguished Toastmaster Sri Kumar Pai from India, soon formed a global Gavelier group, and rest is a history. The Gavelier Club Group holds various contests for Gaveliers like Table Topics Contest, Speech Evaluation Contest, Storytelling Contest, Debate, and most prestigious International Speech Contest. All these contests finish at group level except International Speech Contest, which goes up to international level, and hence winner of today's event will be called Global Youth Champion of Public Speaking 2023. As quoted by R.V. Robinson, the world is waiting for your words, and so are we. Wishing all the contestants all the very best. So let's be ready to jump out of a skydiving plane and explore the exotic island of words. Now, without any further delay, hereby I officially announce the beginning of third grand finale of Global Youth Championship of Public Speaking 2023. Now, inviting my colleague Gavelier to introduce our global chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Sri Kumar Pai, who is the backbone of our global group. To do the honors, let me call Gavelier Manuldi Nanayakara. In her own words, I am a 15-year-old student who loves to read and play sports like netball and basketball. Please welcome Gavelier Manaldi to introduce our global chairman with a thunderous round of applause.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. It is my pleasure and privilege today to introduce the chairman of Global Youth Gavel Clubs Group. Our chairman has been a Toastmaster for the past 21 years, and he has been awarded the Outstanding Toastmaster Award 2 times. He was the best division director in 2014 and also has received the Excellence in Club Growth Award from Toastmasters International President. He has sponsored 18 new Toastmaster clubs and 46 Gavel clubs. He pioneered the global Gavels group movement, and he conducted the very first World Championship for Gaveliers in 2021. Currently, he is an assistant professor at the Asian School of Architecture in Kerala. Please help me welcome, with a thunderous round of applause, the mastermind behind today's event, the Global Youth Gavel Club Global Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster, Shri Kumai Pai.
Thank you. Thank you, Gavelier Manuldi. For the wonderful introduction. Our International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey, past International Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, who is our chief guest, past District Director Kevin Sansom, and other dignitaries, councillors, Gaveliers, Toastmasters, and my dear friends. A warm welcome to the most awaited, most expected, and the world's largest Gavelier contest, Global Youth Championship of Public Speaking 2023. This is the third time we are organizing the Global Championship. I'm extremely happy that the first champion, that is 2021 champion, is our contest chair today. Afrin, you can see her performance after some time. This program is organized by GYGC, we call it Global Youth Gavel Clubs Group. It's an organization of Gavel Club counselors worldwide. We have 182 clubs in our group from various parts of the world, from USA to Australia and almost all Gulf countries. All these clubs are divided into 11 groups, and every group is looked after by one eminent Toastmaster, dedicated Toastmaster. Even though we conduct various contests, the international speech is the only contest which goes beyond the group level. So the contest screening started from the club level. So we have about 5,500 Gaveliers. From the club level, we started the screening. Those who won from the club came to the group, and the top winner from the group is going to have participate in the finals today. So we have 11 groups and 11 participants today. This is a great platform for the Gaveliers from various parts of the world to interact with other Gaveliers and learn from them. I'm extremely happy that our international president accepted our invitation, and it is early morning for him. Still, he came exactly at 5:30 Indian time, and he's going to give his keynote speech today. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, being for your presence. I also would like to thank our past international director, distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, for accepting our invitation as the chief judge. And we have about 15 number of panel of judges who are going to witness. These judges are from various parts of the world, different countries. The judges are from different countries. So we are going to have a wonderful evening today. 11 stars are going to show their skills, and you are getting an opportunity to enjoy all these speeches. I would like to thank all my group chairmen and the councils and our global advisor, distinguished Toastmaster Danu Rajwani. She is always ready to help us, whatever difficulties we face. Once again, welcome you all to this contest. Over to Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Global Chairman, for a welcome address. Now, I am completely delighted to mention that we have a remarkable invitee among us. He's a motivator, a guide, a pioneer, and above all, a prestigious orator. He is none other than International President of Toastmasters International, Distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey. He is going to present a keynote speech, and I am sure we all will learn new lessons from his keynote speech. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation for being here. May I request Gavelier Kritika Kannan to introduce our keynote speaker. Gavelier Kritika is a class 11 student of DPF Modern Indian School. She is extremely passionate about public speaking. Gavelier Kritika, now the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremony. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to each and everyone present here. It's my prestige and privilege today to introduce to you the President of Toastmasters International, DTM Matt Kinsey. A Toastmaster since 2003, he is a charter member of his home club, Outspoken Toastmasters in Coral Springs. He has held a number of high-profile leadership positions within Toastmasters and has attained the Distinguished Toastmaster designation, the highest level of educational achievement in this organization. He believes that there is no finer program than Toastmasters for helping people to build their self-confidence, communication, and leadership skills. As an officer of Toastmasters International Board of Directors, he is a working ambassador for the organization. He works with the board to develop, support, and modify the policies and procedures that guides Toastmasters International in fulfilling its mission. Currently, he is the Managing Director and Chief Information Security Officer of IT Fusion LLC in Coral Springs, Florida. It is an honor to have him in amidst us today. Please help me in welcoming with a thunderous applause Toastmaster International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey.
Thank you. What a wonderful introduction. What a wonderful event. I am so delighted to be here on behalf of the Board of Directors of Toastmasters International and personally. I competed in speech and debate throughout my middle school, high school, and college years, and it helped create a foundation for me as I move forward in my life. This evening, I want to share with you a couple of lessons I've learned along the way, and then I'm going to open up for questions and answers because I really want to talk about what you want to hear about. One of the lessons I learned was one thing the youth may not know is in 2014, after serving as district governor in Florida, I ran for the position of international director. That's the first step to becoming an international president. There was a two-person race, and I got 35% of the vote. Now, for you math majors out there, that is not a majority. That was not enough to be elected. I had failed, or I'd failed to achieve my objective. I hadn't personally failed, but I hadn't reached my objective. And I had to take a deep look at what was going on, because it was the first time in my life, really, where my personal behavior, the way I came across, had interfered with a significant goal that I had. And what I learned during that time was a couple of things. One is the importance of vulnerability. Now, what is vulnerability? Vulnerability is not weakness. And some people think being vulnerable is weak. And in my experience, being vulnerable is very powerful, because one of the jobs of a leader is to inspire other people to do what you have done, to become who you have become. And if they view you as this individual who's perfect, they don't believe it. I'll give you an example. Many of you are familiar with Sir Edmund Hillary. He's the first recorded person to climb Mount Everest in Nepal, the highest mountain peak in the world. I had an opportunity to watch him lecture in around 1974, 1975, about 20 years after he completed his climb. Of his 2-hour lecture, I think he spent less than 5 minutes on top of the world. The rest of the lecture was about his failures along the way, the times where he hadn't gotten the money together to fund the expedition, the previous attempts where he had not reached the summit and had to turn around and retreat. And he finally spent those minutes. And what did that do for the audience? Well, for some people in the audience, and I knew 2 of them, it inspired them to also go and climb Mount Everest. And years later, they reached the summit of Mount Everest. It inspired other people to accomplish other mountains in their life. But it was because they saw something in the speaker, in that case, Sir Edmund Hillary, that inspired them and said, you know, if he could do it, if he could have all of those setbacks and still accomplish his goal, I could as well. Now, 2 years later, in 2016, I was elected easily. And one of the important lessons I also learned there is what I call transparency. See, I'd had something happen to me when I was about the age of many of you on this call, and it created a barrier between me and other people to protect myself emotionally. I was very hurt by something, and so I put walls up to keep people out, thinking it would protect me. And instead, what it did was it kept me from creating meaningful relationships with many people. Leadership, life in itself, is an exercise in relationships. Probably the most significant lesson I've learned is the difference between heart-led leadership, hand-led leadership, and head-led leadership. And what are those? Some of you may be familiar with that. So head-led leadership focuses on goals and objectives and strategies. It's very important in business. It's very important in life. You have to think through and plan. That's engaging your head. Engaging your hands is actually showing leadership by doing something, doing the same work that those on your team are doing, putting your hands together, putting paper to pencil, and writing out your thoughts and sharing those with others, actually doing the work. And heart-led leadership is about the emotional well-being and the connections on your team. Now, the best leaders in the world, the best leaders I've ever worked with, know how to do all 3. They know when it's time to get down and do work. They know when it's time to plan and strategize and think about objectives. But where do you start? Well, let me give you an example. When I was in my early 20s, I was given the opportunity to take over a retail location in downtown Houston, Texas, in the United States. And this location was failing. It was losing money, poor customer service scores, and they were considering closing the location. And I was brought in, given my opportunity to try to turn the store around. I put in a lot of work. I was working 75, 80 hours a week. And within 6 months, the sales in the store had increased more than 100%. We were going from losing $30,000 to $40,000 a month to making $25,000 a month in profit. And our customer service scores had increased by more than 20%. And I felt great. I'm like, I'm doing my job. I was brought in to turn the store around. I've turned the store around. Things are fabulous. And then my regional manager came in to give me my review after 6 months. And he's like, Matt, you're doing a great job at half of your job. And you're doing a lousy job at the other half. And I was like, what are you talking about? I said, profits are up. We're profitable. Sales are up. Our customer service scores are up. That's what you told me to do. And he said, well, Matt, let me tell you some things that your team is saying about you. Matt's going to have a heart attack before he turns 30. He's so stressed all the time. I was like, well, yeah, it was a stressful position. He goes, yeah, Matt doesn't let me do my job. He takes over. Matt doesn't trust us. See, I was failing at the most important part of leadership, relationships, because I was so focused on getting a task done that I forgot that people are not tools to get jobs done. But people are whole beings who need the love and respect of those around them. You have to start with your heart. Start on a team, building relationships, getting to know people, becoming transparent and vulnerable with them. And if you do that, you will never go wrong as a leader. You might make bad decisions, but you'll be starting from the right place. Start with your heart as a leader. The last lesson I'll share with you this morning before we move into question and answers is about focus. As I talked to past presidents of Toastmasters International before I took office, I asked them, what was a lesson that you learned that you needed to take care of and you would recommend for me to consider as I move into the role? The number one answer I got by far was, don't get distracted. And it reminded me of something that happened to me. If you read the magazine profile of me back in September, you may have discovered that I'm an amateur cyclist. Last year, I passed 400,000 kilometers on a bicycle in my lifetime. I love being out on a bike. It's a great feeling. Well, I was a racer. And my job, if you ever watch the Tour de France on a flat stage, there's what's called a lead out guy. And so that person is supposed to take the team leader, the sprinter, up to about 300 to 400 meters to go in the race. And then you peel off, so the sprinter only has to be in the wind for a short period of time to try to win the race. And so that was my job. And I'm on this race, and I come around the corner, I'm leading, I'm in perfect position, so my team has a chance to win. And out of the corner of my eye, Ayan, I saw the most beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life. And I glanced over at her. And seconds later, 30 bicyclists were on the ground because I had caused a massive crash. And afterwards, my team leader, he was not happy with me. He comes up to me and goes, well, what happened there? I said, well, he goes, I just have one question for you, Matt. Was she worth it? Now here's somebody, I don't know her name. I saw her out of the corner of my eye for a couple of seconds. I've never seen her again. I've never spoken to her, but because I got distracted, I took my team and many other riders out of action. As a leader, distraction is out of action. When you aren't focused on your mission, I had one job. Lead the team until 300 to 400 meters to go and get out of the way so the sprinter could win the race. And my momentary distraction took my entire team and others out of action. What's distracting you as a leader? What's distracting you as a student? Are you focused on what you need to be focused on? Those moments when you have to make that decision are some of the most critical that I've ever experienced. What's important, and try to stay away from following the shiny objects. I hope these lessons just give you a couple of things to think about. I'd be glad to open up for questions now. I know that the Zoom master said, please raise your hands electronically and we will call on you. I'm going to go ahead and ask the MC to call on people because I don't want to mispronounce names, and you may be more familiar with how to pronounce these names properly than I am.
Okay, those who want to ask any question to our international president, please raise your virtual hand and switch on your camera. Gaveliers, anybody would like to ask questions? Anyone, including our master of ceremonies, or anyone can ask questions. Open to you. Yeah, there is one Gavelier Azza.
Can you switch on your video?
Video, Azza, can you switch on your video? Mic also?
Is my video on?
Yeah, Azza.
Yeah.
What's your question, Azza?
So, what was the biggest advice you got from someone that you still remember still now?
Well, besides the lessons I shared with you, the biggest lesson in life that I've learned it's really easy to say in 2 words: be yourself.
Okay.
As you grow and mature, as you go through, you're being influenced by your parents. You're being influenced by teachers, by mentors like Sri Kumar Pai. You're being influenced by television and YouTube and TikTok. Don't try to be somebody else. If the world needed another Sri Kumar Pai, they would be there. If the world needed another me, we have one of me. That's enough. Please believe me, there's one of me is more than enough for the world. We need you to be you. Now, certainly you can learn lessons from other people. All right, you can take inspiration. You can see something and somebody goes, yeah, that's who I'd like to be. That's the type of person I'd like to be. But don't forget who you are, because you are a gift of the universe to the world. And you have tremendous potential, some of which you're already fulfilling and much of which is left to be fulfilled. So make your mark in the world, your unique mark in the world, and do the things that the universe designed you to do. And I don't know what those are, and you're going to learn those lessons in life. So just be yourself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I request Mahita, Gavelier Mahita. Can you switch on your camera, Mahita?
So, what do you think is the best quality anyone could ever have?
The best, the best is very difficult. So one of the things I like to say is ask yourself this question, and I think this is a great quality to have. Is my reaction, is the way I'm acting now, is that coming out of love or coming out of fear? And this was a lesson that past International President Pat Johnson really honed in on me. So am I responding out of fear of my place, out of fear of something happening to me or something happening in the situation, or am I responding out of love? And this is especially important when you're working with other people. So what is my intention? Is my intention to love them and support them and figure out how we can work together? Or is my intention to surround myself and put a blockade around myself? And so that wall I created for years in my life was operating out of fear. And when I opened myself up and let people in and operate out of love, the way I was perceived in the world changed dramatically. And eventually I felt that change internally. So I think that's what I would really strongly recommend, is choose to operate out of love instead of fear.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Arya, Amal, Limaye, Gavelier,
Yes.
yeah, can ask your question.
So my question was that these days it's really hard to stay perseverant and to stay at it when you have a particular goal. So how do you find that motivation to stay at it and achieve your goal at the end?
Everyone's different. I tend to be a very goal-oriented person. So setting a goal and writing it down and techniques like visualization. I recommend Simon Sinek, Find Your Why. If you haven't read anything from Simon Sinek, he's not saying anything new that hasn't been said before, but he's saying it in a different way that resonates with a lot of people. So I think it's really is what's the reason that you have this goal? And that's what it comes down to. I know past world champion Mark Brown is on today's call. And one thing I've heard him talk about, and other world champions talk about, is if you compete in the world championship to win, you're probably not going to win. If you compete to deliver a message to the audience and your thoughts are on the audience, and that's your why, is that I've got something in me that I want to share and I want the world to hear it, those are the people who tend to win. Now, yes, there are techniques you have to learn, and there's lessons you have to learn. And Mark, if I'm misrepresenting what you say, please let me know. Please put something in the chat, but this is my best recollection of some of the advice you've given me and others over the years, is your goal, your why. Is it to deliver a message or is it to win? Okay, so the same thing with your goal. What's your goal? Is your goal to achieve this thing, or is your goal to make a difference by achieving this thing? And if your goal is to make a difference in the world, in your community, in your family, for yourself, there's a far greater chance that you're going to remain motivated to accomplish that.
Thank you.
Okay, our last questions. Rishabh, would you like to speak? Rishabh, Gavelier Rishabh, can you switch on your camera?
Is it on?
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Sir, what do you feel when you first joined a Toastmaster club and now you being the international president?
So I joined Toastmasters for a different reason than many people do. As I said, I competed in speech and debate throughout my schooling years. So I was very comfortable in front of an audience. So I wasn't trying to become better as a speaker. I felt I was competent. I felt I was good enough to do what I needed to do in life. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Not everybody wants to be a world champion. And if you're good enough for what you need to do in life, that works. But what I wasn't good at was evaluations. And when I first went, and what I mean by that is I was very good at giving and receiving suggestions for feedback, for improvement. But I wasn't good at giving or receiving things I had done well. And it was inhibiting my life, it was inhibiting my career. And when I went into Toastmasters and saw an evaluation, I realized something that has just continued to be enforced. And it's going to sound a little funny probably for many of you, but Toastmasters is not about speaking and communication skills. Those are the tools we use to create the end result of self-confidence. Think about that slight switch. We teach communication leadership skills, but the end result, what we're really aiming for, is people who are more self-confident, people who are willing to take a reasonable risk to step out, to improve themselves and those around them, people who are willing to get up and share their ideas because maybe those ideas might spark something. Think about leaders in your country. If somebody hadn't had the idea and gotten up to speak, India might still be a colony of Great Britain and not an independent nation. The United States, the same situation. But somebody got up and spoke and said, we need to change things. In your case, one of the most prominent leaders was Mahatma Gandhi. And he spoke not with violence, but with nonviolence, which became actually more powerful. But he had the courage and the self-confidence to stand in front of oppression and to stand in front of a situation that needed to be changed and to take the punishment that he received. That's what self-confidence does. And that's how my thinking has morphed. I saw that a little bit when I joined Toastmasters. And now I realize that what we're really doing is we're giving a gift to people of immeasurable value. Because when you have true self-confidence, and I'm not talking fake it till you make it, I'm not talking about ego, I'm talking about genuine self-confidence that says, I know who I am, I know what I can do, and I'm willing to step out and do that. You can change the world. You can, whether it's your home, your community, your country, or the world. And we've got so many examples of that today and throughout history.
Thank you.
Thank you, International President, for giving an insight about your life and how you dealt with different situations in your life and giving us many important lessons like the importance of relationship, love, and respect, and keeping a balance between all, and prosperity in personal and professional life, and finally, transparency in relationship. Need not to mention that everyone present in this room will be benefited from your speech, sir. Once again, I request all present in this room to unmute themselves and give a thunderstorm of applause to our keynote speaker, Toastmasters International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey. Thank you, sir. Now, before we start our prestigious contest, let me introduce one more personality, without whom it would not be possible to hold today's event. That's our Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, who is a daughter, a wife, a mother of two, chartered accountant, professor, and international director of Region 13, Toastmasters International. Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji wears many hats, enjoys all the roles, and keeps adding many more feathers to her hat. Simplicity is the best jewelry she wears. Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha is a Toastmaster since 2010. May I now request our Chief Judge to address the gathering, particularly our contestants and role players. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ayan, for the wonderful introduction, and all the best for all the Gaveliers who have come across the globe here today. Best wishes. This is a platform which you have already achieved, and you have proved yourself to be a winner today. And without taking much ado, all the judges have been briefed, all the role takers have been briefed, and they are good to go with their roles. And the audience are eagerly waiting to hear from all the 11 contestants present here. I think the contestants would already have been briefed regarding the rules and what is their contest expectations. Just one thing to add, ensure that you are in the screen wherever you are sitting. If you are going to use any prop where you are going to be out of the screen, I think ensure that your face is always seen in the screen. That was one of the requests made from the judges. So I just want to keep you posted about it and ensure that you are seen on the screen throughout your speech. Best wishes to the contestant and all the role takers today. Thank you. And over to you, Ayan. And let us all enjoy this celebration.
Please give a big round of applause to our chief judge. Now, let us begin our contest. To conduct this esteemed contest, we have a very talented Gavelier who holds the record of winning the very first global championship in 2021. Gavelier Afreen Maksud. Gavelier Afreen Maksud is a student of grade 9 at Birla Public School, Doha, Qatar. Her hobbies are dancing, acting, public speaking, and cycling. Afreen secured first position in the Global Youth Gaveliers World Championship for International Speech Contest in 2021. A passionate Indian classical Kathak dancer who bagged first position in All India Bal Kala Utsav's Kathak dance contest in New Delhi, India in 2019. She has also grabbed several accolades in acting, elocution, and public speaking. She hails from the southern part of India. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands to welcome our contest chair for today's evening, Gavelier Afreen Maksud. Let the best speaker win the championship today. Gavelier Afreen, virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Dear dignitaries, Gaveliers, counselors, Toastmasters, parents, and my dear friends. Welcome to the Global Youth Championship of Public Speaking 2023 International Speech Contest. Speech contests are an important part of the Gavels Club educational program. They provide an opportunity for Gaveliers to gain speaking experience, as well as an opportunity for other Gaveliers to learn by observing proficient speakers. Let me read out the rules for the contest. Judges, contestants, timers, tally counters, and sergeant-at-arms have been briefed prior to the beginning of this contest. Please ensure that your mobile is either switched off or put on silent mode. Contestants are responsible for arranging their props and preferred setup. Contestants who plan to use prop, including any sort of electronic devices, must notify the contest chair prior to the contest. Contest timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Timers, please check the lights. 5th minute, green light. 6th minute, yellow light. And 7th minute, red light will be shown. There will be 30 seconds grace period. No indication will be shown even after exceeding the allotted time. In the event of technical failure of the signal or any timing equipment, the speaker is allowed 30 seconds extra overtime before being disqualified. A contestant will be disqualified for speaking less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds. No name will be announced for the disqualified contestants. The timing will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. We request the speakers to check the timer visibility before. The timers for this contest are Timer 1, Toastmaster Shilpa, and Timer 2, Gavelier Shriya Goshu. The tally counters are Toastmaster Binta Dina and Toastmaster Khalid Al-Zurfi. The Zoo Masters are Distinguished Toastmaster Mani and Gavelier Anand Bijudas. While delivering the speech, if disconnected due to net connection, we will wait for a maximum of 2 minutes, and the speaker has to join within this time. If he can't join, his speech will be validated based on the delivery he completed. If it's less than 4 minutes 30 seconds, it will be disqualified. Otherwise, it will be validated based on the delivery. Only one chance is given. 30 seconds extra time will be given. Contestants must create their own speeches, and each must be substantially original. 25% or less of the speech may be devoted to quoting, paraphrasing, or referencing another person's content. I'll be calling the contestants in the following order: contestant number, contestant name, title, title, contestant name. Protests are limited to originality and must only be lodged by voting judges and contestants. Any protest must be lodged with the chief judge and our contest chair prior to the announcement of results. The chief judge for this contest will be distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji. Here is the speaking order for the International Speech Contest. Contestant number 1, Gavelier Mehta Patberia. Contestant number 1, Gavelier Mehta Patberia. Contestant number 2, Gavelier Aryan Khandelwal. Contestant number 2, Gavelier Aryan Khandelwal. Contestant number 3, Gavelier Raksha Arangaswamy Muthukumar. Contestant number 3, Gavelier Raksha Arangaswamy Muthukumar. Contestant number 4, Gavelier Arya Amol Limay. Contestant number 4, Gavelier Arya Amol Limay. Contestant number 5, Gavelier Hiral Singh. Contestant number 5, Gavelier Hiral Singh. Contestant number 6, Gavelier Aza Shajid. Contestant number 6, Gavelier Aza Shajid. Contestant number 7, Gavelier Nuha Irfan Khan. Contestant number 7, Gavelier Nuha Irfan Khan. Contestant number 8, Gavelier Siddharth Iyer. Contestant number 8, Gavelier Siddharth Iyer. Contestant number 9, Gavelier Yonel Sandira Davas. Contestant number 9, Gavelier Yonel Sandira Davas. Contestant number 10, Gavelier Gauri Parvati Sajit. Contestant number 10, Gavelier Gauri Parvati Sajit. Contestant number 11, Gavelier Hessa Nashwa. Contestant number 11, Gavelier Hessa Nashwa. There will be 1 minute silence between the speeches to give time for the judges to mark their ballots. Timekeeper, please signal me with green light when 1 minute is up. After all the contestants have spoken, the judges will be given 2 minutes time to complete their ballots. We will now begin the contest. Participants, are you ready?
Yes.
Can you switch on sharing, please? Switch off sharing.
Timekeepers, are you ready? Timers?
Yes.
Chief Judge, can we begin the contest?
Yes, you can begin. Just one request to all the contestants. Please pin the timer so that you are aware of the cards display. So I ensure all the timers are being pinned by the respective contestants. Thank you, and let us begin the fun. Over to you.
Thank you, Chief Judge. May we have 1 minute of silence for contestant 1. Timer, please inform when 1 minute is up.
1 minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 1, Gavelier Mehta Patveria. Please check your mic and audio and repeat after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio is clear, and so is your video. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes.
Contestant number 1, please pin timer.
Okay.
Thank you. Contestant number 1, Gavelier Mehta Patveria. The topic is, does every dark cloud have a silver lining? Does every dark cloud have a silver lining? Gavelier Mehta Patveria.
Someone once told me that every dark cloud has a silver lining. But Kandisha, fellow Gaveliers, let's be realistic. When you see a huge black cloud looming in the sky, you don't stop to look at any silver linings now, do you? You rush off to see if there are any clothes on the line. Yet, when something like this happens to us in our actual life, it could pay to look at the bright side. Because you never know. Because of the storm, you might not have watching clouds. The doctor looked up at me and said, positive. It was as if my whole world had suddenly turned on its head. I could barely hear a thing the doctor said after. All I knew was that my family and I had COVID right at the peak of its reign. It was like an enormous dark cloud had cast its huge shadow over my life. So for the first few days of quarantine, I did absolutely nothing. But luckily for me, my dad is quite an optimistic guy. Apart from cracking corny jokes 24/7, he was really into Bitcoin or digital currency. And he had a few books on it. And seeing as I really had nothing else to do, I picked them up. And they weren't that bad. Yeah, nerd alert. And seeing as I was really getting my dad said, why don't you write an article about it? Article? Yeah, like a newspaper article, so we can ship it off to a newspaper. And who knows, it might even get published. So I wrote the first draft. And believe me, the first draft is always the hardest. And not to boast, but everyone thought my article was really good. So we sent it to the newspaper. And now, out of the blue, a week later, my dad got an email in the newspaper. He read it out to me. Dear Mihita Patveria, your article was quite good. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for the newspaper. Keep writing and improving though. I could barely speak. I mean, I had worked so hard on that article and they had just rejected it. I thought, maybe writing just isn't for me because it seemed like that dark cloud followed me wherever I went nowadays. Well, that's when my dad came up to me. Please hand on my when life gives you lemons, you gotta make lemonade. Now, I know this article might not be that great, but remember, son, it can always become something better. Why don't we turn this article into a book? At first, I thought he was being sarcastic. I mean, a book. Me? No way. I knew my limits. And that article, it was scraping the boundary. At first, it was a total no. But then he said this. Imagine of all the money we could make if we printed just 100 copies and sold them. That would translate to about 300 bars of chocolate. And at that point, friends, I was all in. So I got to work. And hear me out. Writing a book isn't as hard as they say it is. It's 100 times harder. And I made a schedule for myself. And by the second week, I had projected to write 20 pages. But by that time, I hadn't even written 10. And the minuscule bit I had done, it was terrible. I just felt like scrapping the whole thing. But that's when my dad taught me one of the most important lessons I have learned up to now. He told me, when you start something, carry it out to the end. Because it didn't really matter whether my book would become an instant bestseller or a total flop. All that mattered was that I tried. So I kept working on it. And while I couldn't finish it to schedule, slowly but surely, I kept writing it. And by December 2021, I had finally finalized it. And now it was time for the fun part. Everything other than writing it. We met up with the designer, a friend of my mom's. And then we met the publishers. And I'm sorry to say, this wasn't as fun as intended. We met up with 5 publishers in total, but only 2 even took the liberty of glancing at it. And only 1 kept it to see whether it would pass publication. And one of these publishers was as rude to say, and just why would I even consider publishing the works of a 13-year-old? But I wasn't too fazed by this because I had learned to look at life in a more optimistic way now. Now, fast forward to March 2022. My parents had just got home from work and I wasn't really expecting anything special that day. But boy, was I in for a surprise. My dad took out a huge trunk from the back of the car. And when I asked him what was in it, he just opened it and pulled out this. A real published book with my name on it. It was all I could do to contain my happiness and excitement and run around the place like some lunatic. All my hard work had finally paid off. Friends, in your life, you too may face a lot of dark clouds. And while these dark clouds may make you feel like you're trapped, like there's no way out, you have to remember that every dark cloud does have a silver lining, as long as you look hard enough for it. Kandisha, over to you.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 2, Gavelier Aryan Khandelwal. Please check your mic and audio and repeat after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the audio and video clear?
Yes, good to go.
Contestant 2, is timer 1 pinned?
Yes.
Thank you. Contestant number 2, Gavelier Aryan Khandelwal. The topic is whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, Gavelier Aryan Khandelwal.
Ladies and gentlemen, what if you could just travel back in time just 1 minute ago? Well, that is precisely 4:23 p.m. right over here in Qatar. Well, at that point of time, I was. Yeah, okay, fine, perfect. Perfect. I can and I will do it. Well, at that point of time, ladies and gentlemen, I felt a really tingling effect within my body. And that was, of course, my common sense leaving me all alone. And another creeping effect coming within me. And that was fear. Now, what is fear? Close myself in the mouth. I guarantee you, she must have had a heart attack right now. Or Arun Khandelwal. Wait, why am I here? Why am I giving this speech right now? Well, that was my reaction when all of you were pinning my Zoom video on your respective screens, and the contest chair was announcing my name along with my speech title. But enough about just traveling back into the past about 1 minute ago. What if we actually travel back into the past when old was truly gold? The year 2018. It is a beautiful sunshine morning when I was at school, playing, enjoying, and talking with my friends. But of course, had to complete those physics notes. We all were so indulged in completing our physics notes that time just flew. The day was going magnificent. Everything was going as we all had planned. Well, until, okay, so A is equal to dV by dt, all right, multiplied by dx, all right, multiplied by dx. Wait, what? The piece just shut off on its own. Wait, is it damaged? What happened to this? Ma'am, I think there's some problem with the PC because it just turned off on me and I can't type my notes now. So what should we do? Well, over there, I realized that my PC was indeed damaged. But as a curious student I was from the get-go, I gradually stood up from my chair and went to my teacher and asked her that if I could just try to fix my beloved PC. And she replied by saying, yes, Aryan, sure, why not? Go ahead, try as much as you can. Well, after receiving the information, I went over there, unplugged the cable, took the PC in my hand, and kept it on an open table. After that, I started assembling all its pieces. And when I found out the true piece that was actually causing this much issue, I went to the garbage bin and threw it. And after that, I started assembling all the pieces back together. And then I went back to the main table. And then I attached the cable back. Well, at that point of time, I really thought that I was having the yippee moment of my life. I really thought everybody is going to be praising for me. Everybody is going to be clapping for me in the entire classroom. But when I was brought back down to sad reality earth, things didn't turn out the way as I imagined to. I went back to my beloved PC and then I pressed the switch on button and I was glowing. Like glory was right in my hands. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Glory was right in my hands. And I knew glory was going to be coming. Glory was shown. Glory was nothing. Glory was nothing. Nothing was being shown on the PC. And that pure happiness instead turned into extreme fizziness for me. I really thought I was going to be embarrassed in the entire classroom. Everybody is going to be making fun of me. Not only in the classroom, no, but in the entire school. But in reality, my teacher came up to me and she said, Don't worry, Arvind, it's okay. You tried your best. One thing that I've always learned in my life is that victory is not always in the result. The victory is in the trial. So I will go back to your seat and I'll try to fix it, okay? After hearing those exact words, my reaction was, oh my God, okay, I survived. My failure did not kill me. I am alive. This is the best of my life. I am alive. My failure did not kill me. And so will yours not too. If my failure didn't kill me, how will your failure kill you? Toastmasters is a place where leaders are truly made. And this world is in desperate need for leadership and leaders around the world. And during the worst 3 years of COVID-19 pandemic, which were precisely 2020 and 2021, Toastmasters could have decided to close the book and reopen the book. That is, hold all the contests, hold all the meetings when the pandemic ends. But no, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters decided to do something new. Toastmasters decided to bring about change. Of course, there are many glitches that can happen. Of course, we may have to adapt to so many things at this one time. But that is the speciality of innovation. Glitches happen. We all have lost again and again and again. Our lights have been cut off. But still, we are looking at our dreams, reviewing it every single day and saying it to ourselves, it's not over until I win. Well, these inspirational words were said by Leigh Brown. Jumping back in the present about 7 minutes ago. Okay. Okay. I can and I will do it. Common sense is enough. Fear is still in. But ladies and gentlemen, whatever it takes, I'm more than ever determined to try my level best by remembering the wise words said by my teacher. Victory doesn't always come in the result. Victory is always in the try. Contact.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, Tyler. Contestant number 3, Gavelier Raksha Arangaswamy Muthukumar. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I am proud to be a part of Global Gavel Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes.
Contestant 3, is timer visible?
Yes, visible.
Thank you. Contestant number 3, Gavelier Raksha Arangaswamy Muthukumar. The topic is Beyond Your Reach. Beyond Your Reach, Gavelier Raksha Arangaswamy Muthukumar.
My parents had gone out. I was hungry and craved for my favorite cookies. So I went into the kitchen, stretched on my toes, and tried to reach out to that jar of cookies as it was out of reach. Just a little more. Oh no! What am I going to do now? The jar fell down and shattered. Greetings to one and all present here. Shocked, scared, and shaken, I began cleaning up the scattered mess. And as for a bonus, got scolded for it. But the day seemed long, and I was in for another surprise when I received a phone call from my elder sister Revati. That phone call was like a jolt of lightning. It made me recollect many incidents, which made me realize that I was slowly but surely breaking the bonds with my family and friends. Hold on. Let me explain from the beginning. I am the second out of the 3 children in my family. We were all together, just like many of you here, except for the last 6 years when my elder sister Revati had to travel for her higher education. Now at that time, I hated Revati to the core. Why? Because she used to get the first preference in anything, in everything. Her dolls were better. Her makeup was better. Even her friends were better than mine. In short, Revati was always before Raksha. God, I hated her. In fact, I even wished that she was never born in my family. I'm sure those of you here who are sandwiched like me can understand how I might have felt. But everything changed during the COVID time when Revati was locked in her hostel room and was unable to travel to be with us. At that time, I received a phone call. Guess who? But this time, she was crying hysterically, and I was surprised. That phone call, my dear friends, made me value my blessings in life. I had my mother's lap to lie down on when I was sad, while Revati didn't. She was all alone in her hostel room, while I had my family at home. Revati had only the 4 walls to converse with, while I had my brother and parents to fight, hug, and argue with. I also recollected all the good things that Revati had done to me when I used to be so mean to her. And unknowingly, tears flowed down my eyes as I hated myself for being so mean to her. That night, I could not sleep. I prayed to God many times to somehow bring Revati back to me again. Please. Friends, you see, we are so focused on what we don't have that we fail to realize the importance of what we already have. Just think about this. Every day, our parents wake up early in the morning and go to sleep late at night, attending to all our needs throughout the day. Our fathers earn our bread. Our mothers bake and serve them to us. Don't you think this normal daily routine in itself is a very big blessing for us? Have you ever realized that in spite of all the struggles our parents face, they still treat us like precious pearls and enclose us inside like the oysters? They protect us from all troubles and dangers. and in doing so, they lose most of their beauty. But they never let the pearl be harmed. The other day at school, I heard one of my classmates say, "My strict father is not buying me a single VIP ticket for the FIFA match. Why is he like that?" Well, for him, it's a VIP ticket. For others, it could be a movie, a vacation, or even a mobile phone, you see. We might have been angry at someone or something at some of the other points in our lives. But the actual question I want you to ask yourself is this: do you think it is good to carry that resentment, like me, for years and years? So don't wait until it's too late to tell your parents, siblings, family, or your friends how much you love them. For one day, you'll realize their importance only when you see an empty chair. Don't wait for the jar of life to be shattered to realize the importance of your cookies. For one day, they may be far beyond your reach forever. Contest chair.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 4, Gavelier Arya Amol Lemay. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Contestant number 4, is the timer visible?
Yes.
Contestant number 4, Gavelier Arya Amol Lemay. The topic is, do you want to take a selfie? Do you want to take a selfie? Gavelier Arya Amol Lemay.
Hey, do you want to take a selfie with me? No, I'm actually good. I don't like taking pictures. When someone replies by saying this, I keep wondering what can be the reason behind it. The one time my friend said this, I attempted to question, do pictures annoy you? The reply I got was absolutely flabbergasting, and it left me thinking for days. She said, "Arya, I look pretty bad in pictures. And anyways, why would you want to take pictures just highlighting my awful face?" The startled expression on my face was just self-explanatory. And it felt like a complete disgrace for this kind of a feeling to even exist. Greetings to one and all present here. Today, I, Arya Lemay, would be talking about an alarming issue: questioning your own self-image. The story behind each one of these cute pictures in aesthetic clothes reminds me of the people I met who refuse to accept the way they are. Now, this one friend comes to me and says, Arya, you have a photogenic face, but not exactly a beautiful one. For the first very time, I felt absolutely illiterate because I didn't know the meaning of these two contradictory words put in one statement. And like this very innocent kid, I went up to my mom and said, Ma, why are people concerned about their looks so much? And with an absolutely blank face, she replied, it's just a trait. I mean, what kind of a queer trait can this be? Being constantly bothered about the way you look? Well, this all lowers down to something called as self-image. Self-image is defined as a mental picture that one has about himself or herself. It possesses of the traits one might have, the thoughts that one might have, and the opinions that one might create about himself or herself. We are so used to putting ourselves in different boxes, being tall, short, light, dark, thin, fat, skinny, beautiful, ugly. And that when our appearance does not fit into these considered elite boxes of probably being beautiful or being smart, we try to change our own personality, our identity, which can be tremendously detrimental for a person. Now, cut to my story. My friend was considered as the most beautiful girl in school. Long hair, beautiful eyes, infectious smile. But little did I know that that one day would just mark the end of her thinking good about herself. On that one Saturday afternoon, she got paranoid. She ran helter-skelter because she had got a pimple. Now, biologically speaking, it's all natural to get a pimple at this age, but yet it felt like an uninvited intruder that had just vanished the beauty on her whole face. And every time when someone would just approach and compliment her, she would casually say, oh, I know you're saying it for me to feel good. Well, I know it's all cool for teenagers to feel this way, but to be honest, it can be extremely problematic for one to even think like this. Now, the main cause for teenagers to have a bad self-image is opinions, opinions, and opinions. Teenagers are so much scared about what other people think about themselves, and that's why they try to fit into these boxes which will appeal to others. In this process, they adapt and cultivate some unwanted bad habits as well. It sometimes just feels like the mere attempt to fit in covers the righteousness and consciousness of that particular teenager. In today's world, if anyone talks good about themselves or even thinks good about themselves, we have given it the term, drum rolls please, flexing. Well, to be honest, boasting is not good. It's not an attempt to improve your self-image, but rather thinking good about yourself is a great attempt to boost your self-image and to be at the acme of your own performance. I look into the mirror and my blurred vision can only see spots. My mind's silhouette is what appears in a state of contemplation and only thoughts. Oh mind, what do you think of me? Is it all the moments of ecstasy? Or is it the soul numbing the pain that you can see? Or is it just my suppressed voice that's wanting to talk desperately? I sit here to know who I am. I can be Juliet or I can be Dorothy Gale. I might just be the Cape of Good Hope for Batman. I might be the person who through all problems will sing. So, what do you think of yourself? Do you want to take a selfie with me? Corner straight. Thank you.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
Contest Master, I would like to inform you that during the fourth speaker's speech, Ms. Portia Banerjee's mic was constantly on, and it is still on, and it was disturbing.
May I request all present here to switch off your microphone, please? Otherwise, I will remove you from the meeting. I'm sorry about it. Please switch off your microphone.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 5, Gavelier Hiral Singh. Please check your audio and video by repeating after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be a part of the Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the audio and video clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Contestant 5, is the timer visible?
Yes.
Contestant number 5, Gavelier Hiral Singh. The topic is, when nothing goes right, go left. When nothing goes right, go left. Gavelier Hiral Singh.
If your mind can conceive it, if your heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. So, do you face problems in your daily life? Do you also feel stressed and tense sometimes? Then this speech is for you. Dear Contest Master, Chief Judge, panel of judges, respected Toastmasters, and my dear future leaders of this planet, a hearty greeting to all of you. Even I felt disillusioned, depressed, and dejected a couple of years back. But no more. Now I feel resuscitated, rejuvenated, and recharged. Do you want to know how this transformation came? It all happened when I learned a simple life lesson. When nothing goes right, go left. My metamorphosis happened during my journey to Mumbai in India. When I met my cousin, whom everyone in our family considered intelligent, intellectual, and worldly wise. During our coffee table talk, I shared with him how everything seemed to be going wrong with me. When I want to mend waves with my friends, they fall apart. When I plan to study for a stretch of 3 hours and end up listening a lecture of 3 hours from my parents. I'm always at the receiving end for no mistakes of mine, and started giving up, accepting things as they are. Then my cousin got up, removed his specs, and said, "It is not as bad as it appears." Even after passing from the Harvard University, I was thrown out of the job because I had weak communication skills. With no job and burden of EMIs to pay, I tried my hands in a startup, but failed again. All these years, one thing remained constant. I never surrendered. I kept on trying and finally landed a good job and also having a successful side business to manage. You're right. Life is not fair. It is not fair for those who surrender. Those who look up in different directions, life always brings up options. I was touched by what my brother had said. Sometimes
looking in different directions can lead us to solutions which might not have been considered before. Giving up is easy, but trying again requires effort and determination. My little efforts with this understanding have brought a big change in my attitude over the past 2 years. I have become patient with my brother. My relations with my friends have improved. And I have realized that it is not important to score well in every subject. I'm happy to put my focus on math and science. And I found that I'm able to do well. My happiness index has gone up. We keep hearing of trying again. And failure is the key to success. Believe in yourself. But most of us do not apply these. Every person, remember, everyone in this world is having some or the other issue. There are global issues like pollution. Now, just worrying or complaining about it is not going to change anything. When campaigns like Go Green were not a big success to make a big change, but at least they were efforts. People made different ways out of the problem, like electric cars, ink from pollution, smoke-free towers. All these did make change to an extent. Once, even going to the moon was a dream come true. But now, we plan of living on moon. All these people did is trying again. Sometimes succeeded, sometimes they did not. Let me share a few examples. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before building the light. Walt Disney failed 300 times before Mickey Mouse became a success. J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times before Harry Potter became a success. Jack Ma was rejected from 30 jobs. Even after working so hard, their work did not go the way they planned. All they did was trying again and again and again. Each time with a new method, with a new technique to solve their problems. And finally, they won. Friends, life will never go as planned. So take a step back. Take a deep breath. And see how you can better adapt to an unexpected situation. Learn from your mistakes, or maybe you can write them down. Life will bring you to instances when things will not go right. Then go left, go north, go south. You can even go to southeast. Check all the directions until you find your way. And success shall be yours. Contest Master.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 6, Gavelier Azar Shajan. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm glad to be a part of the Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes, we are good to go. I think she's adjusting her. Yeah, now she's good to go.
Thank you. Contestant number 6, is the timer visible?
Yes.
Contestant number 6, Gavelier Azar Shajan. The topic is Inner Bully in All of Us. Inner Bully in All of Us, Gavelier Azar Shajan.
It has been said that words scar, rumors destroy, bullies kill. This is a common quote we have heard in our daily lives. Personally, I don't hear those words often, but it does not mean they are not said worldwide. We hear suicide stories all the time, and one of the leading causes of suicide is bullying. Contest chair and fellow Toastmasters, why do people think they need to be mean to others? Do they realize that they are killing them inside? Cyberbullying is a huge problem that affects not just the one bullied, but also their family. Freak, fat, nerd, dumbo, loser, Wayola. Well, these are some of the names bullies call their victims. Perhaps some of you have been called such names in your lives? Or worse still, if some of you have called others these names, all in the name of fun? Are you thinking that there are no bullies anywhere in the world? Well, did you know that a UNESCO report says that 22% of the students are bullied at school worldwide? In my childhood days. Oh, wait, you might think that I sounded like a 40-year-old woman, and I'm going to talk about some traumatic experience I suffered. But no, just a few years ago, during my kindergarten days, some of my fellow schoolmates used to call me names such as Noodles Hair, Shocked Hair, Skeleton, and they often commented about my voice. It used to affect me mentally, and I used to come home crying and complaining to my parents. I told my parents, I know I have a particularly childish voice, but is it really my fault? Even though they consoled me at that point. But slowly, I started meeting a bigger bully, a stronger bully. This bully echoed negative words at me, telling me that I'm a skeleton, not good looking, and that my hair is short. I couldn't run away from this bully because this bully resides here. The bully is inside me. My friends, as much as we try to deny it, we are our most toughest and brutal bullies. We beat ourselves up and pull ourselves down. My self-esteem was so ruined that whenever I looked into the mirror, I started believing my bully's words. Really? I really look like this? I just wanted to lay in bed and I don't want to go to school. Then again, my parents told me that looks does not define you. Your behavior and skills do. They told me about Obama, Michelle Obama, and many others to convince me that I had to follow my instincts. But still, at that time, I didn't understand anything. Then I did something that my mom advised me to do to boost my self-confidence. Every morning, the first thing I do is look myself in the mirror and tell myself that I am the best and I love myself. At first, it felt ridiculous to do this, and I didn't see any difference. I only continued because my mom compelled me. But believe me, it works like a magic. I started believing in self-love, and that was the turning point in my life. And now, no bullies can bring me down. Last month, one of my peers told me, Azza, your hair is short. Instead of getting angry or crying, I smiled at him and said, thank you. And he was the one who was shocked. Even a few days ago, one of my friends passed a comment about me, telling that Azza is 11 years old and her voice is 2 years old. Earlier, it would have affected me, but now I don't care about it. Let me share with you 2 key enablers that help me overcome my challenges. The first enabler is ignore the naysayers and keep moving forward. Because it is vital to know how to ignore the people who discourage you from achieving your goals and drag you down. I know, I understand. It's not so easy to just walk away from these comments without being affected, but remember, someone else's opinion does not have to become your reality. And the second enabler is the best way to deal with inner bullies is not to run or hide. You can't run away from the bully here. The best way to deal with it is stand strong, face it, and recognize its presence. By doing so, you're no longer identifying with it. Let me remind you what Robert Frost once said. Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. I stand firm on this platform as once a victim of bullying and would like to stand on behalf of all the victims. We are not weak as you think. We are unique. No one is born to be perfect. And remember, there is always a beauty in imperfection as well. Over to the contest master.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 7, Gavelier Nuha Irfan Khan. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Gavelier Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Contestant number 7, please check the visibility of the timer.
Yes, the timer is visible.
Contestant number 7, Gavelier Nuha Irfan Khan. The topic is, I have a voice. I have a voice. Gavelier Nuha Irfan Khan.
The radio played my favorite song. I have a voice. It's mine alone. It comforts me. It is my own. Although it's small, I'm not afraid, for I am strong in its embrace. Distinguished panel of judges, respected Toastmasters, and my fellow Gaveliers, greetings to you all. It was a Friday evening. This song played as my family drove out of the mall, having a steaming discussion on a very serious topic. What do we eat and where do we eat it? Now, in a family filled with foodies, food discussions are always a major debate. All of them wanted biryani, whereas I wanted some KFC broasted, a dish that needs no introduction. But I kept quiet even after being asked and decided to go with their opinion. So off we went to a big fancy restaurant that served the best biryani and got some parceled. The aroma filled the car, and everyone's anticipation and hunger to eat it grew stronger and stronger. When we finally reached home and on being served the aromatic biryani, everyone dived right in and started eating. There was something quite wrong with the biryani, but we couldn't point out what. Having no choice, we ate it nonetheless. Should have just stuck to KFC, I think, I said aloud. Hearing this, my younger brother exclaimed, KFC? Oh, I completely forgot about it. You could have gotten KFC instead. Why didn't you say so earlier? Well, because I just kept quiet, as usual. That's why I asked you what you wanted, Nuha, said my father. Come here, kiddo. It's really important that you tell me what you think or what you want. Always voice your opinion. Your opinion, no matter how small it is, matters. Opinion matters. The 7-year-old me tried to understand the wisdom behind my father's words and started noticing then onward that in small incidents of everyday life, you have to speak up. I realized that I have a voice and it actually matters. Voice is not something you necessarily say. Rather, your opinions, attitude, expressions are your voice. Your ideas, thoughts, and actions are dictated by your voice. A part of finding your voice is finding the courage to believe that your voice can actually make an impact. Once you find that courage, you find that voice, you just have to hear it. Once you hear it, you need to choose to express it. And once you express it, you make a change. The 14-year-old Greta Thunberg held a sign saying, "School strike for climate." Her small campaign had a global effect, inspiring thousands of young people across the world to organize their own strikes. That voice of Greta Thunberg galvanized an entire global climate movement. The 42-year-old Rosa Parks simply refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man. Due to this small action, protests in forms of sit-ins and eat-ins soon spread across America. That voice of Rosa Parks changed America. its view of Black people, and redirected the course of history. It all began with just a voice. This 5-letter word is much more powerful than you think, and you decide what to do with it. So if you have difference of opinion, voice it. If you know you are right and others are wrong, voice it. If you have doubts regarding something, voice it. If you want to have some KFC roasted, then voice it. If you say what you think, people will listen. No matter how old you are, no matter how small it is, no matter what it is. The song that my 7-year-old self heard that evening, the meaning of which I understood much later, keeps ringing in my ears and keeps reminding me. And now I hope it reminds you too, that we have a voice. So dear Gaveliers, let's be heard. Back to the contest master.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 8, Gavelier Siddharth Iyer. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championships 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the audio and video clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Contestant 8, please check the visibility of timer.
1 minute. All right, I'm good.
Contestant number 8, Gavelier Siddharth Iyer. The topic is Defeating the Mirror. Defeating the Mirror, Gavelier Siddharth Iyer.
Woo! Yeah! And that was the sound that came out of my mouth when I got a 95 on my first physics test. Oh yes, I began climbing. Climbing what, you may ask? Well, tell me, Gaveliers, judges, and guests, have you ever felt confident, perhaps despaired, maybe enlightened, or even accomplished? Well, let me tell you. A few of my friends and I, intellectuals as we are, we love talking about random things, as we call each other, every night for no reason at all. And one day, we stumbled upon the Dunning-Kruger effect, how it affects human behavior. And to be honest, me being more intellectual than them, I decided to go deeper into the subject. So we begin. There's a beautiful graph to represent it as well. The origin, 0, 0, where everybody begins. And so did I. Until that 95, I was nowhere. But then I began climbing and climbing and climbing. What was I climbing? The y-axis of confidence. And I took a couple steps in the direction of the x-axis of competence until I reached the peak of Mount Stupid. That's right. And it's not me calling me that. If you search it up, it's right there. So beautifully I stood with a little bit of confidence, but I thought I knew everything in the world. That is what a 95 does to you, my friends. I walked into school thinking I was the man. I walked back home thinking I was the man. Have you ever thought, how do you compare yourself to someone? You don't. You see, what I compare myself to is myself. What is your mirror? For me, it's going home, changing out in my underwear, and going up into the washroom, looking myself straight in the eyes. Not too long, that's kind of weird, but I look myself straight in the eyes. And after that 95, I gave myself a firm handshake. Back to school I went. A few weeks passed by, my teacher told me, okay, it's time for our second test. That's all right. I did so well on the first one. I don't think I need to study much on the second one. I basically know everything already. And so I carried on with my life, enjoying myself, playing games every day, me and my friends having some intellectual, some non-intellectual discussions. And the day before the test, I'm good. In the mirror, I told myself, why do you doubt yourself at all if you're just such a great guy? Went into the test the next morning, came back, went into school the next day, looked at my test, stared at it with silence. The walls of the room went dun, dun, dun. The sound of the ambiance itself made me depressed. I went home, I looked at the mirror, and all I could do is give the sad man on the other side a hug. I had lost all hope. What could I have done? I was nowhere. My average, such a flawless 95, was now in the dirt. And so from the peak of Mount Stupid, confidence went lower and lower. A couple more steps of confidence as we enter the valley of despair. Confidence is in the negatives, and I'm thinking about giving up immediately. But no, maybe I don't want to. Fine, I went in, I talked to the teacher, I said, Miss, how's my grade looking? Are there chances of bringing it back up? She said, of course, you just have to work. Work. Oh, and that struck me in the heart, deep in the heart. But that's okay, I was willing to work. And I enter the slope of enlightenment. Now you see on the graph, the slope shows as a linear line. But I think we all know that it is a massive wave function, up and down and up and down and up and down, the difficulties of life, am I right? Of course, I studied so hard over the next few months, passing through tests, getting assignments done on time, everything was perfect. I once remember that I walked outside, saw a car passing by, flashed back to a physics question, I thought, if a car hit a wall, what would be the impact velocity? That's not right. That's not right. That must be a danger to society. But it's okay. I got to the top of the slope, and as I was about to enter that plateau of accomplishment, I had to do one more thing. The final test, accumulating all the units from before. Everything that I thought I knew, I had to put to use on this test. And what did I need? A 95 to keep the average that I wanted. Just one more time. Okay, what could go wrong? I put everything I had into that last night. My eyes were burning. I felt like falling asleep immediately, but it's okay. Next day, I walk into the test. I took a seat. Pencils up, I began writing. The paper was burning. The lead broke off. Pulled out 3 more pencils like it was a pack of knives. It was my arsenal of knowledge that I was using on the test. And a smile was on my face. I knew I had everything in my grasp. I walked home and I was ready to enter. The final day, I looked at the test. That's right, a 96. Everyone was cheering for me. In my mind, of course. I go home, I look in the mirror. No handshakes, no hugs, but this time I look at myself one-on-one, and it's a fight to the death. And I had defeated him. I defeated the man on the other side of that mirror. Think of all the great men you know, including myself. We all start at 0 and we all go to 10, 1,000, a billion. And I'm sure you can get there too. I want you to go and defeat your mirror. Thank you, contest chair.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 9, Gavelier Yonal Sandria Devas. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Chief Judge, is the contestant visible?
I can't see him and his audio is very low.
Zoom Master, can you please spotlight the contestant?
Am I audible now?
Gavelier Yonal, your audio is very low. It's not clear. Yes, you're visible. Can you repeat after me? I am proud to be a part of the Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
The video is clear. If you can keep the mic a little closer to your mouth.
Yeah. Yonal voice is not clear.
Yeah. Just say something, Yonal.
Say good evening, everybody. No, not clear.
Yonal, can you just speak something? Your audio is still not very clear. Just say something, Yonal.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're good to go. Yeah.
I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Yes, your audio and video are clear. Contestant, have you pinned the timer?
You don't have to pin. You can see it on the screen, Yonal. Gavelier Yonal, you can see it on the screen.
Yes.
Is the timer visible?
Yes.
Contestant number 9, Gavelier Yonal Sandria Devas. The topic is real superheroes. Real superheroes, Gavelier Yonal Sandria Devas.
Wake up! Wake up! Contest chair and my dear friends, I wake up every morning with this sound from my alarm. My alarm is very reliable, and I have never failed to wake up on time. But to wake me up, my alarm wakes up every day, a few hours earlier than me, prepares my breakfast and a nice cup of tea. Then starts waking me up. Wake up! This is the final effort of a minimum of 30-minute attempt to wake me up. From the time I was born until this moment, all these 12 years, the efforts my mother had made were unbelievable. She was on a full-time job before she became pregnant 13 years ago. Without hesitation, she decided to quit from her job even before my birth. She gave up her career to look after my sister and myself. Even now, she drops us at school in the morning and picks us up after school, takes us to our after-school activities. All these things are possible because she only works part-time, just 2 mornings per week. Although my mother is not rich with money, she is rich with love and care for us. Our 5-star kitchen is open 24/7. Just a simple request will ensure the most delicious food is on the table. Our restaurant not only feeds us with Sri Lankan food, but also Thai, Chinese, Indian, Italian, and Australian food. Because of this vast variety of food, we don't have to go out shopping for food, unless to give our home restaurant some rest. My home hospital is also open 24/7 and especially becomes very busy when either my sister or myself becomes sick. It is really surprising to see the doctor, the nurse, and the attendant, all in one superstar, never stops treating us as her patients, even when my mother herself is sick. The laundry is working tirelessly every day. It makes the whole sweet home because of my sweet, loving, and caring mother. She does all of this without getting paid a single dollar. Can a Wonder Woman do that? Dear friends, I'm one of the best primary school chess players here in Australia. I'm a computer genius. All the teachers and the students come to me if they need any help in fixing a school laptop. I have good public speaking skills. Do you think so? I'm a good musician. See, I'm a multi-talented person. But do you think I was born with all those skills? No. My talented father taught me all of this. He started teaching me chess when I was just 4 years old. He identified my interest with computers, and therefore he bought me one of the best computers you can ever imagine. And he taught me computing and coding. He offered his time to run the Canningvale Gavel Club, as it wasn't operating for a very long time without a counselor. By that way, he ensured that other children and myself have a place to practice our public speaking skills. My selfless father left his high-paying job and a promotion and moved to a job with more flexibility to allocate more time for my sister and I. He goes to work early in the morning and comes home early to spend more time with us. He gives 100% of his free time for us. He does spend time with his friends, but he always has time to sing and enjoy the music we play at home. Our home bank never runs out of money for our needs. But he uses the same shoes for 5 years now. Can Batman do that? Superman, Spider-Man, or Iron Man can't do any of these. Only real superheroes can. We spend time, money, and effort towards superheroes who wear capes or masks. But sometimes we neglect the real superheroes living in our lives. They are the ones who wear aprons or neckties. They are the ones who love and care about us. They are the ones who are always there for us. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, my parents are my real superheroes, and I am forever grateful for them. How about you? Who are your real superheroes? Contest chair.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 10, Gavelier Gauri Parvati Sarjit. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I'm proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the audio and video clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Please check the visibility of timer.
It's visible.
Contestant number 10, Gavelier Gauri Parvati Sarjit. The topic is Words Are Powerful. Words are powerful. Gavelier Gauri Parvati Sarjit.
Years before, there lived a boy who was kicked out from every school in town, and the boy's name was Thomas. Authorities of the school told his mother, "Ma'am, your son is completely hopeless. We can't have him here anymore. Please take him away from us." The poor boy looked at his mother innocently and hugged her tiredly. The mother replied, "My dear son, don't cry. Mark my words. One day you will bring light to this world." Contest chair and panel of judges. It was that little hug and those powerful words which changed the life of a so-called hopeless boy. Words are powerful. As rightly said by Toastmaster Mohammad Khatani, world champion, in his winning speech, your words are your power. Your mouth can spit venom or mend a broken soul.
Back in 5th grade, my school was hosting a spelling bee competition. My immense stage fear had pulled me back from participating. My mother, the power behind my success, looked at me and told, "Darling, what are you doing here? Go, yes, sit." And it was those simple words which made me the champion of spelling bee competition that year. Words are powerful. In 2013, there lived a 12th grader girl named Swati Krishna. Brilliant girl, amazing in extracurricular activities, and outstanding in academics. Swati had only one passion, and that was to study as much as possible. One day, Swati fainted at her school. She was rushed towards the hospital. She was badly hit with jaundice and fell into paralysis. Her liver functioning was weak, but could not go for transplantation as her body stopped reacting to medicine. Medical science stood helpless. As Swati started to lose the battle with her life, the hope of a family, the pride of a school, and that shining star of a village, all started to fall into that dim of darkness. One day, Mr. Devdas, her accountancy teacher, pleaded the hospital authorities to allow him to meet Swati in the ICU, which was finally granted just for a minute. After a while, Mr. Devdas walked out of the ICU. Immediately, the nurse in charge started shouting, "Swati is responding! Swati is responding! Somebody please come!" The full medical team rushed towards her for further treatment. Swati got back to her senses. She was at bed rest at her home for a few months. As a special case, her school had arranged Skype facilities for Swati to attend her classes from her home. Even the Kerala Chief Minister's office had given Swati a special permission for her to attend her exams from home. The brave girl rejected the offer with full respect and said, "I will attend my exams from my school," which was finally granted. Exams were over and the results were out. The whole school and the community stood shocked. Swati was ranked #1, not just in the commerce stream, but in the entire school. Suddenly, the heads turned towards Mr. Devdas, the reason for the girl to come back to her senses. The media rushed towards him and asked, Mr. Devdas, what is it that you did with Swati under that 1 minute in the ICU? He chuckled and replied, "I didn't do anything. I just told her, 'Swati, my dear, you can't be sleeping like this. Aren't you more worth? Exams are nearing. Come, let's study.'" Toastmasters and Gaveliers. It was just those few words which brought back a dying girl back to her life. That's the power of words. Just a few words. Words are powerful. The girl Swati Krishna is from my village in India, and her stories still remain to be one of the most inspiring ones on the internet. We shout while we're angry and use humble words while we pray. Our words reflect upon the way and the situation it is being used in. Our words are shapeless. They form shapes of hope, shapes of reality, shapes of inspiration. And sometimes even the shapes of disaster. Toastmasters and Gaveliers, choose your words wisely, because words once spoken can only be forgiven, but not forgotten. English says, colors fade and empires fall, but wise words endure. Contest chair.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
Thank you, timer. Last but not the least, we have contestant number 11, Gavelier Hessa Nashwa. Please check your mic and audio by repeating after me. I am proud to be a part of Global Youth Championship 2023.
I'm proud to be a part of the Global Youth Championship 2022.
Your audio and video are clear. Chief Judge, is the video and audio clear?
Yes, we are good to go.
Thank you. Contestant, please check the visibility of the timer.
Sorry, I can't see.
The timer is spotlighted.
It is spotlighted. You see on the top row, you can see that.
Go to the speakers mode.
Okay, sir.
Once the screen sharing stopped, you can see the timer.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Contestant number 11, Gavelier Hessa Nashwa. The topic is Beauty Lies in the Eyes of the Beholder. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Gavelier Hessa Nashwa.
Beautiful. A 9-letter word, 3 syllables, that each and every one of us is being taught to aspire to. Something that we strive to achieve every minute of every single day. A very warm good evening to one and all present here. Let me start my speech by thanking Gavelier Club for giving us such a wonderful opportunity to reach eminent heights in the world of public speaking. I am Hessa Nashwa, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about a wonderful quote, or maybe a wonderful question raised by Margaret Wolf Hungerford. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Let me start my speech with a simple question. Who on earth has the power to dictate when and how the all-powerful word may be applied? Well, Plato once said that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. A quote filled with very much good intent, yet ever so misleading, because if it were true, then it wouldn't be only 4% of women in this world who consider themselves to be beautiful. If it were true, then the fashion and the makeup industry wouldn't be able to prey on the insecurities of the young men and women for profit. I mean, a multi-billion-dollar industry built up entirely based on the idea of exclusivity and separation, on a concept of us versus them, wouldn't be able to survive and thrive the way it does in a world where these words rang true. I am a girl, or I am a woman who is fed up of these linear beauty standards. I grew up here in Kerala, where the ideal image of girls is bright skinned and long hair. I didn't have a bright skin, nor I did not have hair up to the knee, but I'm just happy the way I am. When I started making lip gloss in my kitchen, it wasn't because I was passionate about makeup, no. It was because I was frustrated that beauty was constantly seen through a singular lens. Today, if you search the word beauty up, you will end up with a sea of thin, young, fair-looking women. As if good looks does not come in any other form. And while the world is becoming more interconnected than ever, the global standard of beauty is becoming the Western standard of beauty. And I'm not complaining just about the women. Most male CEOs of Fortune 500 companies is taller than average because height is linked to attractiveness and power. Now, when we look at the beautiful people, we think, oh man, they have it all. They're rich, they're beautiful, they're successful, they're in love. I mean, I could have that too. If I just changed. You start to think that you are not enough of something, that you're lacking in some areas that causes us to stifle opportunities for ourselves. And even worse, we extend that lack of self-confidence and low self-esteem to our cousins, to our brothers, to our sisters. Because if I'm not good enough, she's definitely not good enough, right? For years, we women were taught that our values was directly linked with the way we look. Our ability to get married, our ability to have children. And even today, women starting business, taking offices, taking over the world essentially. We are still relegated to the idea that beauty and looks are the most important. We see this in every industry, from Serena Williams dominating the tennis court to Hillary running for president, all the way down to Louisiana, where a young girl wasn't permitted to go to school because of her braided hairstyle. Now, braids have always been a part of the African and African American standard beauty culture. And just because you don't practice it doesn't mean you don't accept or respect it. And I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, my hairstyle didn't prevent me from learning. The tutu that I wear on the tennis court didn't prevent me from winning a grand slam. The colored suit that I wear certainly didn't make me ill-equipped to run a country. So, what's attractiveness anyway? Should it be subjective? Well, yes and no. What is attractiveness has become a cultural footprint. It is naturally stemmed from our environment. It is directly stemmed from our environment. That is why men just want to marry a woman like their mother. And as much as we want to hate them for it, we can't help it. That is their first perspective of what beauty and love is. So, how do we transform? How do we start loving ourselves? Well, first of all, figure out what those triggers are that make you feel less than and cut them off from your life, my friends. You have to be prepared to bat for your identity in this pop culture driven society. Is it scrolling to social media? You may need to give it a break. Or is it just going over to your granny's house and she telling you about how much weight you've gained since the last time she saw you? Figure out what those triggers are and cut them off from your life, dear Gaveliers. So, I challenge each and every one of you sitting here today. Go home and look at yourself in the mirror. Look at all the greatness that you embody. And finally, when you leave home tomorrow, extend that same love and acceptance to someone that doesn't look like you. Thank you, and over to the contest master.
Now, may we have 2 minutes of silence while the judges mark their ballots.
One minute is over.
2 minutes is required. 2 minutes.
One more minute.
Oh, okay.
Chief Judge, we can tell me when the breakout room needs to be opened.
Yeah, just give me a minute's time.
No problem. You can take your own time.
Yes.
Sir, 2 minutes over.
We can start sharing the participant certificates. Just a minute. Let me open the breakout room.
So you can open the breakout room for us and you can continue.
Okay.
Toastmasters, again, please welcome with applause distinguished Toastmaster Danu Rajwani.
Team Danu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I cannot spotlight her. Request team Shri Kumar.
No, 00 underscore it is there.
No, but I don't have access to spotlight her. I don't know why. Can you?
Why that is happening? For me also, I can't find.
Dhanu ma'am, raise your virtual hand. You will be on top.
No, we got it, but still we cannot. We cannot. Why that is not allowed? It's not giving chance to.
It's okay.
Anyway, you open. You can see you.
It's okay.
Please
It's
proceed.
perfectly all right.
Please
If I
proceed.
cannot be highlighted, no worries. Let's carry on. We move on?
Yeah, please proceed, please.
Okay. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a gift and not presenting it. Greetings to our Toastmasters International President, DTM Matt Kinsey, to our Global Youth Gavel Club's Chairman, DTM Sri Kumar Pai, to our Chief Judge, DTM Sudha Balaji, to the jury panel, to our Toastmasters, to friends, and not to forget our gung-ho Gaveliers. From the depth of our hearts, we thank each and every one of you on this platform who has made this Global Youth Gavel Clubs a resounding success. We thank our chief guest for not only sparing his valuable time, but also enlightening us and inspiring us with his words and experiences. Your words we will always keep close to our hearts. DTM Matt Kinsey. Conducting this event would have been impossible without the zealous efforts of the chairman of the different groups, of the counselors who have not only devoted their time and energy, but also of themselves. Above and beyond, let's not forget the backbone of this event, our organizing committee and volunteers who went that extra mile and made the dream a reality. As everything starts with a thought, Global Youth Gavel Clubs also started with a thought of bringing children of Gavel Clubs worldwide on one common platform. I am not tech savvy, but the idea of a global Gavel Clubs platform online persisted, and what started with mere 20 clubs has snowballed thanks to the untiring efforts of DTM Sri Kumar Pai and all the councillors and chairmen of the Global Youth Gavel Club. That it has snowballed into an organization of 180 clubs worldwide. Today's event has been a fascinating and extremely engaging event. Kudos to all the contestants who have displayed admirable courage, determination, diligence, and strength to be competing on this international platform. I would say to all Gaveliers, embrace the true version of yourself. Always strive for what you are passionate about. Aim to grow with every success and failure, no matter how big or how small. Never lose track of your progress along the way. Taking the learnings of life skills from this platform to become the version of yourself that you truly want to be. Toastmasters is a way of life, isn't it? Over to you. Contestant.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dhanu Rajwani. Now that all of you are eagerly waiting for results, I am sure that our chief judge is ready. But before we announce results, let me invite Gavin Mahati to present vote of thanks. Gavin Mahati's favorite hobbies are singing, dancing, speaking, and exploring. When she grows up, she aims to become an IAS officer. She is a national level chess player as well. Welcoming Gavin Mahati to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for the kind introduction. Respected Chief Judge, panel of judges, Toastmasters, parents, and lovely Gaveliers. What a wonderful contest we had today. All of us will cherish memories of this event for a long time. We saw 11 shining stars from around the world performing in the contest. Thanks to each one of them. All of them have worked very hard for the last several days, and all of them deserve a big round of applause. Our sincere thanks to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Toastmasters International President, distinguished Toastmaster Matt Kinsey. Thank you, sir, for your presence and for enriching us with your wisdom. A big thank you to the Chief Judge, distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji and her team of judges who sacrificed their time on a Saturday evening for making this event a successful one. Without your support, this event would not have been possible. Thanks to each one of you. We would like to thank our role players, Sergeant at Arms, Master of Ceremony, Contest Chair, Guest Introducers, Timers and Tally Counters, Zoom Masters, and Photographers for taking up roles and doing it amazingly. Well done to each of you. We would like to thank all present in this online meeting for encouraging our participants. Thank you, Toastmasters, parents, guests, and all Gaveliers present today. We would like to thank our 11 group chairpersons and Gavel Club counselors for their unflinching support. Our special thanks to Group A Chairman, Toastmaster Aparna, for preparing presentations. Group J Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Mani, and Group G Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Narasimha Rao for coordinating with contestants, and Group D Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Susan Matthews, and Group B Chairman, Toastmaster Tina for coordinating with the role players. Thank you all for your tireless effort. Also, a big thank you to District 121 for providing us with Zoom facilities. Last but not least, a big thank you to our leaders, Global Chairman, Distinguished Toastmaster Sri Kumar Pai, and Global Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster Danu Rajbani, for emphasizing this event and giving us this priceless opportunity. Thank you everyone once again. With this, I return the lectern back to the MC.
Thank you, Gavin Mahati.
May I request, before we proceed, may I request take a photograph of all the who are present here? Okay, proceed. Let the chief judge come, then we'll take a group photo. Please
Yes,
proceed.
Sir. Now, let me invite our chief judge, distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, to come to virtual lectern.
I'm not sure whether she is back from the room. Chief Judge, are you there? No, they're still in the breakout room. You please, okay, let us invite some of the dignitaries who would like to speak. Any counselor or someone who anyone would like to speak? Any group chairman or counselor would like to say any few words? Anything? Any counselors or group chairman would like to say a few words?
Yeah, I would like to
say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Global Chairman. It was a wonderful event. I was surprised by the quality of speeches given by all the 11 Gaveliers. Each one was better than the other one. So I am sure that judges will find it very difficult to decide the winner, but I am sure the best speaker will be awarded as the global champion this year. With that, I return the lecture back to the global chairman. All the best, all the participants.
Dear Madi, you just see whether anyone is interested to speak so that I can prepare the certificate. Just check any council would like to speak.
Unfortunately, there is some problem in Zoom. I cannot spotlight anyone. Anybody wants to speak, please switch on your camera and you can start speak. Give your comment. Toastmaster Aparna? Anybody? Toastmaster Aparna has put a lot of effort. Toastmaster DTM Susan, if you are there, can you say a few words?
Yeah, thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mani. I think, like you said, we had a wonderful contest today, and all the Gaveliers, in spite of it being online in a little screen, they were able to really express their ideas so well. All of them, even though they were on video, they were really expressive, I thought, and a lot of gestures were also used very effectively. So I think even in a very small screen, they were able to present their ideas really well. So hats off to all our contestants and all the role players who did a wonderful job. And I think the cream of the cake was that we even had the international president with us. So I think a big hats off to Distinguished Toastmaster Sri Kumar Pai for bringing in the international president with us. And we also had world champion Mark Brown with us. I think it was a wonderful occasion to meet so many people. I think Distinguished Toastmaster Mark wants to speak to us. So thank you all. And let's hear from Mark Brown, the world champion.
Yeah, DTM Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so can you,
everyone.
Oh, my God, let me welcome our DTM Mark Brown to address this audience. Gavelier, please listen to him. He was a world champion of public speaking. So let us hear from the horse's mouth. Please give me a big round of applause. Please.
Thank you very much, friends. DTM Sri Kumar, once again, congrats on a job well done for the entire team. But most importantly, and I did get a chance to greet your master of ceremony before chat was turned off. Wonderful job, Ayan. Wonderful job, Gaveliers, and everyone here. I cannot tell you how proud I am of all of you. When I was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, I didn't have this opportunity. But seeing so many of you from all over the world who have taken advantage of this is a wonderful thing. And what you've done, Gaveliers, is you've given yourself an advantage. Trust me, there's so many other young people around the world who do not communicate as well as you do. Not only do you build your skill in communication, you also learn wonderful leadership skills. But the most important thing is the confidence you gain from being a part of a program like this. There are over 150 people here right now. Well, this morning, 164 of us were here. And many are attending, wishing, wanting, and waiting for a chance to be on the main stage. To everyone here who did not enter the contest, I urge you to do so for one particular reason. I have learned that entering a contest helps you to grow more quickly and learn more quickly. So I invite you all to enter a contest to build your self-confidence and know that the Toastmasters program is one of encouragement, not one of criticism. You will grow, you will be stronger, you will gain confidence, you'll be effective communicators, and you will become what we want you to be, the leaders of the future. If you don't win a trophy today, do not despair. You have won our hearts. You have our respect. You have my admiration. You have my congratulations. And you all know, Sri Kumar, you know, I am a friend of the Gaveliers. I was here since 5:30. I have not left. I want to encourage you all. It was 7 a.m. my time, but I told Sri Kumar, I am committed to supporting you in this effort. And I made him a promise. At some point, I don't know when, I'll make myself available for 90 minutes of Q&A just for the Gaveliers to answer all your questions and give you any help I can. DTM Sri Kumar, we're going to do this, yes?
Thank you. Sure, we'll do it.
And I publicly commit to doing that because I support you all. I congratulate you all. I'm proud of you all. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much for your presence.
Yeah, DTM Srikumar, is the result ready?
The results are ready. Our chief judge is back.
Chief Judge, are you back?
Let me close.
No, we cannot see her. So,
Yeah, sir has come. Sir, are we in the main hall or are we in the breakout room?
Sir, you're on mute.
Sir, you are in mute. You are in mute, sir.
Yeah, I will close the breakout, all room, close all the rooms.
Okay, so where are we? We are not sure because we were only 4 of us here. So
Yeah, correct.
I was not sure.
Are you back to normal? Yeah, we are back now.
Okay. Yeah, now we are back.
Okay, can we take a group photo before we announce the results? Everyone, please switch on your camera, please. Everyone, please switch on your camera.
Here they are. Wow. I'm looking down. I have a laptop here, a laptop here. So I'm looking at all these faces. I'm going through these pages. So many people here. I hope everyone here has been encouraged by what you saw. And I know your advisor, Toastmaster Danu, has a comment she wants to make or a question.
Yes, I just want to say I'm so happy to see you with us today.
Well,
I know you were on the platform. I'm really happy to see you with us today. And I hope you keep coming back again and again to our global gavel and inspiring the children.
Thank you. I didn't broadcast. I only told DTM Srikumar I was coming. I told no one else. I didn't tell President Kinsey. But for everyone, like I said, there is such great value in what you have.
Absolutely.
Your advisors commit themselves, their time, their expertise, their years of being a Toastmaster for your benefit. And I am just thrilled to see so many smiling faces, so many young people. And I don't feel really bad that when I won the world title, you weren't even conceived of yet. It's possible. It was 28 years ago. But here's the good news. 28 years after winning a world championship, I'm still here. It is my hope that Gaveliers, you will not stop 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. I'm hoping you will stay on, and then you will pass on your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise to the young Gaveliers who follow in your footsteps. Because young people, believe it or not, my last thought is this. Tell you what, if you have a younger brother or sister, use a reaction and wave your hand in a reaction. If you have a younger brother or sister at all, give me a reaction. Let me see how many of you do that. Okay. Many are waving. Okay, great. You may not realize this, but even though some younger sisters may hate you, most of the time, your younger siblings are watching you. And what you do, they will eventually imitate. So be the example to them of someone who learns well, who shares well, who lives a life that shows value to other people, respect, integrity, honesty, hard work, diligence, and commit yourselves to being the best person you can be, the best son, the best daughter, the best sibling you can be. And not only will you become the leader we know you can be, but you will also lead the way for your siblings to follow as well. Again, I'm proud of all of you. I'm part of your team, happy to serve you, and you will see me again, if not on stage, certainly online.
No, we'll arrange a separate program with you.
Yes, we will do that, definitely.
Definitely.
Have a good evening.
I will contact you and we'll fix a date and we'll have a program. Thank you very much for being with us today. Okay, please give a big round of applause, world champion Mark Brown. Let's just take a group photo, please. Everyone, please switch on your camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let me save this. Just a minute. Okay, let me go to the second page now. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Chief Judge, you can give your comments, any disqualification, something like that, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yes, audience, how was the evening, morning, afternoon, and maybe midnight for many of them? Thoroughly enjoyed? Just give me some reactions. Yes, I can see some noddings happening. Yes, they started off with a dark cloud formation, and we all think about only one thing: is my clothes going to get wet? And that started the mood, making us realize that yes, we learn from our failures. Moving on to make us realize that learn from your failures, but reach beyond where you can reach. Many of us have had encountered with the selfie movement where you feel, am I looking good in the mirror? But today I would say, somebody told us, don't look at going to the right direction, move south, and I think I moved south for it. And each person who is being bullied by their inner bully, listen to your voice. This was the message given by the Gavelier. Yes, we all get super confident at times looking at our scores, and a mirror redefines ourselves. We take care of those superheroes who really have shaped our life. And today, you Gaveliers have really given those words which were beautiful and powerful. And if a chief judge has taken so much time to get back with the results, that itself proves that how occupied you had kept all the judges today. It was a tough time. Let me say there were no disqualifications because of time, and hats off to each one of you who used their 4.5 minutes to 7.5 minutes so wisely to keep us all so inspiring and motivated to move forward in our life. I'll not take much time. I have already taken much time. So let me come with the results. Can I have the coordinators please
Yes.
tagged on the screen and the contest master?
Yes, I'm going to share it, and we may have to spotlight the concerned person. We'll wait for 1 minute. Spotlight one person. Clearly spotlighting. After that, we will announce the second result. We will have to give a sufficient time for the Zoom master. So, are we ready?
Yes, I am ready. Are you
Okay.
all ready?
Okay, so when you announce the first winner, I mean the first third place winner, I will share the third place winner. You can announce first.
So I will announce the second runner-up, the third place winner. I will not give you any time for guesses because I am not able to see any of the virtual audience. But yes, this person who made us run to pick up the clothes from the dark cloud, the third place winner, second runner-up, Gavelier Mihita.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mihita.
Thank you so much.
So, Master, can you spotlight?
Yeah, he is spotlighted.
Okay.
Are you all ready to listen to the second place, the first runner-up? She told us to reach beyond your reach to the cookie box. Not Toastmaster, Gavelier Raksha. Congratulations. Can we have her on the screen? I think we can unmute and give a round of applause to both of them before I announce the winner for the Global Youth Championship of Public Speaking Contest 2023. Any guesses?
Very difficult.
Do you want your inner bully to really bully you further? The winner is Gavelier Azza. the Global Youth Championship for Public Speaking Contest 2023 goes to Gavelier Azza Shahid.
Gavelier Azza, can you start your video?
My video is on.
No, I cannot see you. Just ask to start video. No, we cannot.
Your inner bully is bullying you. Please come out. I can see her.
Yeah, I added.
Yes. Congratulations to all the winners. And like I said, all 11 of you had given a tough time to all the judges. You are all winners for today. But yes, the day is there. So please let us keep the applause going. I can request all of you to unmute yourself and give them a thunderous applause.
Can you spotlight our contest master, contest chair, then master of ceremonies?
1 minute, I'm adding them.
Contest chair, master of ceremonies, global advisor.
Ayan, are you there? Ayan is there? No, who is left?
Ayan is there.
And advisors.
Our
DTM Danu.
DTM Danu.
And
there was some problem with that. Danu.
Today you can't see me, DTM Money. You can't see me today.
No, there's some problem with you. We cannot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
okay,
know.
okay, got it. Yeah.
I'm just joking with him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let us take a photograph. Thank you. Congratulations. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, please proceed.
Thank you. And over to the Master of Ceremonies, Ayan.
Thank you, Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, for announcing the results. Winston Churchill once quoted, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Congratulations to all the winners and participants. Can we have another round of applause for all the contestants and role players who made this meeting possible today?
Azza, can I ask you one question? What is your age?
11 years old, sir.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My God.
7 years old. Oh my God.
Not 7, sir. 11.
11 years. Okay.
Okay. 11 years old.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. Keep it up.
Okay. Very good. Okay, I think we have come to the end of the session. Any more words want to convey, Ayan?
Yes, so there's a little bit more.
Yeah, please close immediately.
I would like to thank everyone who joined today's meeting and was a patient listener. With that, I would like to adjourn today's meeting. Thank you and have a brilliant and fantastic year ahead.
Thank you, Gavelier. Thank you, Gavelier. Thank you, counselors. My special thanks to DTM Money and so our Susan. The people have taken a lot of pain, and Aparna also, she created a PowerPoint presentation. Thank you very much, all the counselors, all the Toastmasters, all the Gavelier. Thank you very much, and slowly we'll start our next year program. We will have a meeting of all the counselors and we'll plan for our future program. Thank you very much. Good night. Bye, everyone. My special thanks to our Chief Judge, the Distinguished Toastmaster Sudha Balaji, and all the judges for sparing your valuable time.
Judges must have had a tough time today because it was very difficult to decide.
All the speeches
For Mark, it is for Mark, you have plenty of time, but we are here 9:30, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. Okay, good night. Bye.
Brilliant.
Good night.
Good